Have you ever wondered why your solar panels produce a tsunami of energy in July that you don't need even, but the same system is not able to run a toaster in December? That's a big problem of solar, and how can we solve that? Even during one day you have such big variations of solar energy between noon and the night. But okay, that can be solved with batteries. Today we are breaking with the old rules of PV design and we look at the panels themselves. Is it possible to have a constant production of energy from 8 AM to 6 PM and even during the whole year? Yes, it's possible, even when afterwards you will say, well, that's just the egg of Columbus.
Yeah, even I could do that.
What will you gain by watching this video? Solar independence in summer, but also in winter. And that's good to know in these turbulent times for all the energy markets. Hi, I'm Norbert, energy engineer. In video number 135, I'm going to show you why overdimensioning your PV array is actually the smartest financial move you'll make this year, considering the probable price developments for energy. PV has become cheap. What does that mean for you? In video 134, I warned you about the electric tsunami. Too much power hitting your victim system that must protect your independence during a blackout. The standard advice: buy a second inverter of 1,500 euros just to handle that summer peak. And then I thought, wait, in the old days PV was expensive, so we had to design systems that get the most from every single panel. But today silicon is cheap, so here it comes, this little idea here against the current. The real secret to year-round and all-day energy independence is to overdimension for January. Mount additional panels on south walls and balconies. They catch the low winter sun perfectly and the snow will not stay on it. You're right, this creates also a massive summer surplus. But instead of buying a bigger inverter or laying thicker cables, we simply disconnect a few panels by hand or automatically and reconnect when the sun is lower. Not only in autumn after summer is over, but also on the same day in summer when the sun has lost some of its intensity. Think of this as a mind experiment. If you purchase and add 2 panels every month starting in August, you may compensate for the shortage that slowly comes up in autumn. Let's look at the financial logic behind the PV growing strategy. When you start with your first 2 panels, say 800 watt added to an existing 6 kilowatt array, each module provides high marginal value. Why? Because out of the 8,760 hours in a year, your production curve stays mostly under your inverter's 6 kilowatt limit, and every kilowatt hour captures is a coin saved. As you add more silicon to the roof or elsewhere, the pile of saved coins becomes smaller. Because your system is now larger, the mountain curve of production begins to go above your nominal capacity. These additional panels must be disconnected during the peak summer hours, but only a few of those hours, when we are in summer, and only during the hours around noon. And the money they save you each year is less than the panels that came before them. Now the sweet spot is a precise point where the cost of one more module exceeds the money it will save you over its lifetime. This optimum additional power can be calculated, but you can also find it by adding each month at payday 2 panels of 400 watts. In Tuscany, a standard 5 kilowatt plant gives you 28 kilowatt hours a day in summer, but only 9 kilowatt hours in winter. But if we exaggerate and multiply that array with 4, then you have a 20 kilowatt peak still on that single 5 kilowatt inverter, and you get 35 kilowatt hours per day in December. Your winter problem is solved, especially if you have also batteries, and if you still need some more electricity, then you just buy it from the grid. Yes, you will have 50 plus kilowatt hours in summer, and not the 100 kilowatt hours that you would expect, because you have to disconnect a part of those panels in order to protect your inverter. But that's only during the peak hours, and they are not much. And even during summer, this oversizing is an opportunity during the morning and the late afternoon. So really, it is not an investment disaster. In this strong example, the oversizing is 4:1. You may choose any value between 1 and 4. And you have, of course, the responsibility to protect your inverter. But I will guide you in the description. And by the way, these B-team panels, currently sitting on the sidelines watching their teammates kicking the ball, don't have to stay out of the game. We can engage them for special energy storage tasks, but just by switching their cables to other consumers, maybe even of direct current. Thermal storage, charging phase change materials or PCM, or heating your water to 90 degrees Celsius for free evening showers. Or you produce ice in plastic bottles that give additional cooling in bedrooms. Ice is a very good phase change material. And what about water independence? Run reverse osmosis pumps and also UV filters. In this way, you turn wasted solar energy into pure microplastics-free drinking water. And you can store that. Finally, food preservation. Power extra freezers or dehydrators for your garden harvest. See also this video. You aren't destroying capital. You are just using your whole system for many more hours than until now. I said it, PV is not anymore the most expensive part of your system. On our terraces in Sicily, the cane coverage for a shadow that we found in the hobby shop was about the same price as the PV panels that we bought also in that shop. I've mapped out the PV management logic, calculations and examples of excess energy application and how much they consume. You find them in a PDF on Gumroad here in the description at a very affordable price. In these times of unsure energy tariffs, it's really a golden opportunity to upgrade your PV plant. So now I am asking you for support. I am building an email list for my channel, Energy Home Do It Yourself. If you grab the free or underpriced guide like that in the description of today, you are in for a newsletter. This is published every 7 or 14 days and it focuses on your needs, not on annoying ads. And if you need the deep dives but want to skip the emails, then the supporter kind of products are better for you. I respect your privacy and you can purchase without a subscription. For example, in the last 2 videos, I offered extensive guides that are priced at 49 euros, but they will save you much more. Now, I hope you will exploit the low prices of PV for this year, and I wish you good energy.